But we are here today celebrating a milestone on this channel, and that would be the 2-year anniversary for the start of That One Guy. Now, 2 years. A lot of stuff has happened in the last 2 years. And frankly, this last year, as opposed to the first year of the channel, even though we've posted a lot more content in the second year, and a lot more is relatively speaking because, you know, we did still post quite a bit in the first year, but the second year we have posted 3 times a week, every week for the last year. So big pat on the back to me. But no, big thanks to all of you who watch the channel, especially to those of you who have hit that subscribe button. So if you haven't done it already and this seems like your cup of tea, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and show me some love. I appreciate each and every one of you. But 2 years, oh man. You know, a friend of mine had a theory about how time passes and why every year seems like time goes faster and faster. And it was a good point, and I'm just gonna go over it really quickly for you right now, just as a little extra tidbit, extra That One Guy insight for you. So my friend says, as you get older, a year of your life in proportion to the time that you've been alive is smaller and smaller. So as you get older, 1 year of your life, so for instance, I'm 40, so 1 year of my life is 1/40th, right, of the time. You know, I'm not great at math, but 1 year of my life doesn't amount to a lot when you're 40 years old. But when you're, and just to make this easy to explain, when you're 2 years old and you've lived 1 year, that whole year is half of your life. So it seems like a long time because you've only experienced 2 years of life. So as we get older, that ratio, that number of years becomes smaller and smaller as proportionate to the rest of your life. So yeah, anyway, food for thought. Let me know what you think about that, and let me know if you have any ideas of why time seems to go so much faster every single year. But in that year that we've been up and running here on the channel, because we've been up 2 years, I'm going to go with the 2 biggest takeaways for years 1 and 2, and we'll just jump right in. So the first major takeaway from my first 2 years as a motovlogger, as a vlogger, as a YouTuber in general, is that it's a lot of work. Work is work is work, and having a channel is no different, except that the fact that I enjoy what I do here. I enjoy getting out on the bike, creating content, and I enjoy editing as well. You know, as a person who likes to think of himself as somewhat of a creative person, you know, the editing process is part of the creative process. And if you want to talk about proportions, you know, I'm only out here for a little while recording, but it's the process of editing and making the end result that you guys see that takes up most of the time. So the big thing I'll say about having a channel and creating 3 videos a week for the last year and for the better part of the 2 years that my channel's been up is that there's no autopilot. You cannot just cruise on YouTube. And I will say, you know, some people will edit more than others when they're posting content, when they're creating content to publish for others' consumption. But for me, you know, I don't want to, you know, when I put something on my channel, it's a representation of myself, and I have pride, and, you know, like I said before, I like to think of myself as a creative person, and I want people to enjoy watching my videos. I'm not just going to post something and, well, I'll take that back. I will post things just for my own edification, but even when I do that, when I post content, let's say, for example, when I post content regarding my acting or my community theater career, even though that's for me, for the most part, I still want it to reflect well upon myself. But I absolutely have loved creating content and sharing my life with all of you you know, we've tried in the last year, as opposed to the first year, to get a little more personal. So like I was talking about before, you know, you have seen me post more things on the channel regarding just random stuff. You know, I posted my adventure of learning how to skateboard, and I posted stuff regarding my acting career. And because this is another one of the art forms that I've enjoyed, I've tried to keep one art form, which is me here creating on the channel, and my art form of performing on stage. I try to keep them separate. And you know, we might blur the lines a little bit here on this channel of what I will post content about and what I won't. We'll see. You know, I know that I don't get a lot of views on my musical theater activities, but at the same time, I enjoy making those videos, and I know that there are people who do enjoy that content. So we shall see. I don't want, well, the last thing I want to do is create another channel just for my musical theater musings, because you know, then it's starting from scratch again. You know, the fact that I've got this much experience with YouTube under my belt now, and you know, having the experience and knowing what I'm doing now, it does tempt me a little bit to start another channel. But at the same time, knowing that I've got to start from scratch with 0 subscribers and blah blah blah, yeah, that makes it the decision to not create a separate channel just for my theater career. Yeah, that nips that one right in the bud. So let's get to item number 2. The second biggest takeaway for me of having a channel is planning. Planning. I, myself, and my family, we're not huge planners when it comes to like the minutia of every day. You know, your everyday things of, you know, going shopping and going to work and taking kids to school and to dance and all that stuff. You know, we're not the greatest planners when it comes to that kind of thing, but when it comes to the major things in life, we do okay when it comes to planning. For myself though, what having the channel now for 2 years has done is it's forced me to plan better, to communicate better, because, you know, because of the process of editing and the process of creating content takes time. You know, I've got to let my wife know, you know, I've got to make some videos today, you know, this evening I'm going to sit down to edit. It's that whole process of communication and having a game plan, a strategy, because I will say this, in my first year it was much less organized. You know, I would kind of just get on the bike, and whatever thoughts popped into my head, I might discuss one thing or another, and there was a lot of stuff that never made it to the channel, even though I would go out and record it. Just because, you know, when you don't have a plan and you don't have notes like I've got here, you can kind of wander off. And as you can see, I'm pretty good at wandering off on my own without having, even with having notes, I still wander, my mind still wanders. So back on track here, having a channel and knowing that I need to publish 3 videos every week, because it's the expectation of my subscribers, it's the expectation of myself, it's forced me to make sure that either I've got videos in the queue that are ready to publish, or that I make the time when necessary to get out on the bike and then press record. But in a way, this is one of those intangible benefits of having a channel. You know, I have a day job, and, you know, I work hard.
We work hard. We play hard.
And I'm happy with the work that I do every day in my day job. But because I've been doing what I've been doing for so long in my day job, it doesn't take a whole lot of brain power. So it's nice when I get on the bike and I'm creating content that I am having to use my brain a little bit more than I do in my day job. Because, you know, it's so easy in my day job to just press play, right? It's basically, it's what I've called before autopilot, right? You go into work, you know what you need to do, you do it, and then you go home. That's not the case here on YouTube. And if it was, I know that I wouldn't be getting the support that I do. So you get out of your channel what you put into it. You know, you're never guaranteed the views, but I always want to be happy the end result, which is what ends up getting put here on the channel. So I make sure to plan out in advance what I want to talk about, and make sure that there's enough content in my noggin that I can put down in my notes that will eventually end up here on the YouTubes for your viewing pleasure. But guys, those are the two huge takeaways that I've got from year one. I'm gonna creep out here a little bit more so I can see. Those are the two huge takeaways from year one on the YouTube channel. Hopefully you, the viewers, are able to take something away from this video, and if not, I do appreciate you tuning in. But guys, that's all I've got for you today. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Guys, if you're out there riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, get riding. I'm that one guy, and I am out.